Let's go drift it.
Hey guys, it's the Drifting Dad, and today we're getting some new parts. Finally, I'm going to be able to get some new brakes on the rear, and also got a surprise from DND. Fortunate to be able to partner up with them, and they sent me some goodies in there. So what I'm going to do is be setting up a hydro e-brake. It's going to be an inline style. I have not had the time to design brackets for the separate dual calipers. That will be coming probably at a later date. But the good news is that with the D&D system, I'm able to go to a inline system real easy, or not from an inline system to a dual caliper system real easily. Open up the box. We've got a bunch of stuff. So it's like this here is the e-brake, and then this is the master cylinder. And you can already tell this is a nice kit because it comes with a full with a Willwood master cylinder, not like an imitation or something. I know the Chinese kits come with like knockoff master cylinders, but I've used Willwood in the past and they're great. Definitely a huge difference over some generic master cylinder. And it comes with an adapter. This is going to be like an AN4 to a 3/8 24 inverted flare, and this is 7/16 inverted flare. So that means you use a 1/4-inch brake line here and 3/16 brake line there. We'll get into more how I'm going to plumb it in a little bit. And then here's the handbrake. Really nice looking. And then also I think there is, so then the other thing we got is some hardware. So that's nice. They send you hardware with proper washers and nuts. Definitely want to use washers and stuff. So coming to the handbrake, this is real nice. It's all aluminum, and it can be put in two different styles. These are the different pivots. I'm gonna do the stand-up, like bigger pullback. I know some people use like the pull-up style. I've never used an e-brake before though, so I'm just gonna start with this pullback style. This is a really nice design. It's all their design. Real nice thick aluminum. I don't see any issues with it, and it mounts the Willwood master cylinder real nicely. So what I'm going to do is put this, mock it up in the car, and then I'm going to cut the bracket because I'm going to have to make a custom bracket to hold this in the car. I've got the Hawk HPS brakes pads, and these are going on the back of my Ford 8.8 rear axle. These are HPS compound. This is like the highest performance compound they make for a Ford Explorer. So that's going to be a nice upgrade over stock. Hopefully help me lock up really nicely. Really love the Hawk stuff. They have great support and great product. Never have had any issues with anything I'm running. Now I'm going to bolt this up. Just thread the rod end on and then tighten the master cylinder to the bracket. Now I got this mocked up, so I'm gonna go ahead and lay it in the car and see how it fits. All right, we are inside the car now, and you can see here, I have removed the stock e-brake, and I'm hopefully gonna be able to mount the hydro e-brake back up in the stock e-brake position. So some things to keep in mind when you're mounting it, you wanna keep the handbrake pretty close to the steering wheel, so you're not moving your hands around a lot. If you think when you're drifting, if you have to make an adjustment or something, you don't want to have your hand going really far off the wheel. Second, you want to make sure you're not interfering with your shifter. So actually, like this shifter being canted to the side, which is kind of awkward, normally works out really well because it gives enough clearance for the e-brake. I'm nice and close to the wheel, and I've got clearance near my seat. So what I'm going to do is actually mock up something to hold this using the existing e-brake mount. So we've got one bolt here and then two bolts down here you can't really see, and those will be the ones that will actually mount it. I'm going to do this and see how stiff it is. Obviously if it's stiff enough for like the standard e-brake, as long as the hydro is not like super strong like, oh, it needs a lot of force to pull back. I shouldn't have any weird fluxing. After a bunch of trial and error, I have this set up here. This is going to be a plate that's going to be made out of 3/16 inch steel and a bolt to here like so. And that will hold the e-brake. So some things I did is I transferred all the holes for the standard, for the normal emergency brake, and then I laid out the e-brake, punched some holes with a screwdriver, made sure everything cleared, and I came up with this template. So this template I'll transfer to some metal, cut it out, weld it up, and bolt it in. And what I'll do is, like, I'll tack this piece, because it's going to be two separate pieces. I'll tack it, make sure it fits, and then I'll do the final welding so that it'll bolt right in once it's done. Some things I did was, like, I made sure that there was enough clearance here so I could move the seat back and forth, and that there was enough clearance to put the handle and everything bolted on. The one thing I will need to figure out is, well, it's probably going to have to be like threaded holes, because I think if I put where the holes are, I can't have through bolts for mounting the e-brake, but we'll see. All right, here I've transferred both of the templates. So what's going to happen here, this is 3/16 inch steel. I'm going to cut this mounting bracket out, and then I also have to trace out the little side piece, cut those out of steel so I can weld them together with my TIG welder. I will transfer the holes. I have not transferred the holes yet, and that will hold the for mounting the e-brake itself. And then this is a pass-through plate. Basically what happens is that the mounting bolt, which is like this, has a little head. So if I put this through here, through a hole, say, it's going to be standing off that, and this will help clearance so that the e-brake sits flat on the plate and doesn't rock around. That's crucial because you want everything to be a solid, bolted together structure, especially when you're depending on the e-brake to always work and you don't want it failing in a critical time. All right, thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it, and definitely be on the lookout for some more content coming with the DND handbrake, getting the mounts cut out and it mounted up, and then plumbing that as well. As far as plumbing this, you can see it's got two inlets and outlets. The larger one is the inlet, and that's for a 1/4 inch standard brake line, and then the smaller one's the outlet for the 3/16 brake line. And thankfully the RX7 has 3/16 brake line, so I will be able to just cut the brake line in the rear, put some tube nuts on that, flare it, and then get just the standard brake lines from the auto parts store and plumb that in. If I'm feeling fancy, I might go get some AN lines, but really not sure at this point.